Okay, now it's time for our rotating topic. So Angela's going to start telling us about Rainier Ramblings.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so as I mentioned, I recently became into the role of lead curator for the SWE PNW book club, which is now renamed SWE PNW Rainier Ramblings. And so this book club forum is here to help provide stimulating conversations between SWE members in the area in hopes that we can increase our knowledge as well as just share some ideas with other SWEsters in the area. And we are not just limited to only talking and discussing books. We are also wanting to prompt discussions around webinars, articles, activities, or any other events that are going on. And so we are trying to create themes for each different kind of book club meeting. And our topics are not only limited to a certain field or genre. We've been trying to bring in a variety of topics that cover both fiction and nonfiction, as well as from professional development to more leisure or fun topics. So we want to try to bring as much variety as possible to hopefully bring as much knowledge and sharing of ideas as possible. Okay, so right now I, Angela, am the lead curator for Rainier Ramblings, meaning that I'm just helping to organize and run some of the book club meetings. We also have some book club curators, such as Claire Robinson, Luna Michael, as well, and Teresa Crack, who are helping out with generating ideas and topics for for future book club meetings and events.
I'm so excited.
Yes, oh yeah, and then we're also always looking for more volunteers. So I'll say another note about that in a couple minutes. Just to give you a couple of highlights of past book club meetings that we had last year. This just gives you a feel for the variety of books that we explored last year. For example, we try to explore books or topics that kind of are related in some way to our SWE members. In other words, looking at books that feature a leading female role, or something related to science or engineering, or something related to professional development. And as you can see from the list from 2017, the majority of our book club meetings were centered around a book. But as you'll see, as I'm going to discuss in the future meetings, we are going to be bringing in more variety, as I had mentioned before, in that we want to discuss not only books, but as well as webinars, articles, and various other topics. Okay, so with our new name of Rainier Ramblings for the book club, we've also kind of reorganized how we are going to plan the meetings at the book club meeting. And so this kind of highlights our general format of what we are planning to do. So maybe the first 10 minutes, as people are arriving, we'll just have like a welcome and meet and greet so you can get to know everyone's names and maybe where they work. Then we'll have about a 20-minute focused discussion related to either the book or topic, where I'll bring some kind of prompted discussion points or questions that we can discuss from the book or topic. And then, of course, we'll have leave a short open discussion for if anyone else wants to discuss something that we haven't discussed already. And then we are also thinking about bringing in a rotating activity in which this is where we can help to share ideas of other books or topics that other SWE members could check out. And so, for example, in March's book club meeting, our rotating activity is going to be a game that's called Bring Your Own Book. And so basically everybody's going to bring one of their favorite books from home, and we're going to play a game where you have to try to pull out certain phrases or something from your book. And so this, just in a fun game format, helps you to see other book suggestions and maybe get more ideas of what you could read in the future.
That reminds me, I need to pick out my fun book to bring.
Yep. And then we'll end the meeting with just open discussion or networking for the last 30 minutes. And so we're hoping with this new format that we can keep everything a little more structured and organized in the beginning of the meeting, and then leave it open for just open discussion and networking towards the end of the meeting. And then that way, if people are in a hurry and they're not able to stick around for the entire time, they can leave. Or if you are having really great discussions with other SWE members, then you're welcome to stick around and chat for as long as you want. And also, I want to mention that we are also trying to tie in our book club events with other events as well. So, for example, tying in maybe 1 month we read a book that's related to a movie or some kind of social or networking event that we're going to do the following month. So if we go to the next slide, I can give you an example. An example of this is for March, actually on March 25th, we have our book club meeting scheduled where our theme for the meeting is on the book called Ready Player One. And the reason that we're reading this book for the month of March is because Steven Spielberg actually made a movie based on this book, and the movie is getting released at the end of March. So we thought it would be fun to have a movie tie-in event in April where we have SWE PNW goes to the movies, and we can meet up and all go see the Ready Player One film in April. And then another example is we are generating the ideas that because Rainier Ramblings has a similar name to the, I believe it's the Tacoma baseball team.
Tacoma Rainiers.
Yeah, the Tacoma Rainiers. So we thought it would be kind of fun to do a theme of having us all go to a baseball game together for a fun social event or outing. So we were thinking that in May, we could schedule a book club meeting around the theme of women in baseball. And so we're thinking about that, not designating a specific book that people have to read, but have people come in or read or watch films that are related to the topic of women in baseball. And then we'll discuss that in May, and then plan a baseball game outing in June. So, so these are some examples of kind of what's coming up for the book club and how we're trying to expand our events for these meetings.
I'm just going to encourage everyone to read Ready Player One. It is so much fun.
Yes, yeah, I'm really excited to discuss it with everyone on March 25th.
Yeah, and I just flew through it. My sister read it and gave it to me and said, you have to read this. And the same day that she did that, my boyfriend came home and said, look at the book I just bought. And it was Ready Player One. And so we parallel read it and kind of raced. I won. But It is so good. So I hope everyone gets a chance to read it, and it really does just go so fast. So
Yeah,
enjoy.
definitely.
Good for a rainy Seattle day.
Okay, and then just finishing up with talking about the book club, we are always looking for volunteers. And so a couple things, if you're interested in volunteering, one volunteer position you could be is a book club curator, in which you help to generate ideas for future books, topics, or events that we explore. As well as if you are interested in contributing to writing up blog posts or any other topic write-ups, or helping to keep track of ideas in our Google groups, please let us know if you're interested in volunteering for that. Or if you want just to volunteer as a location host by generating ideas of more meeting locations. And then just, if you come up with a meeting location, maybe just double check that location's website for space availability and so forth. We are always looking for new topics as well as new locations to meet at, because we always are trying to bring in more variety for our SWE members to enjoy.
Yeah, I think the changing locations will be helpful too, so that we can trade off crossing bridges and
Yes, definitely.
things like that, and get to see fun new parts of the city or the area that you haven't seen before. So.
Yeah.